All right, here we are. What episode?
I think it's episode 7.
I think it is. Lucky number 7.
Seven.
All right. So,
Wow.
this is 7th edition of Young Love, Grace-Filled Marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm Gene, and this is Missy. Everybody, well, pretty much everybody knows that already. So, if you don't, have to go back to the
that's
first
watching the
episode.
videos. Yeah.
Okay, we're sorry. We've taken forever to do this next video. Gene's travel schedule and just things kept us from being on schedule. So our goal was once a week. I think we've gone nearly 3 weeks for
It's been
this.
tricky the last couple months.
Yeah. Lots of reasons. We won't go into that on this video. This video is about finances. Our
Money.
Money matters a little bit. But we're going to go back to the beginning because, again, young love. That was us, married, at 18 and 19, and get started and working through finances, which, as we discussed, that is one of the most, one of the areas of marriage where a lot of conflict happens. Yeah. So...
One of the good things about us getting married at 18 and 19,
we didn't have any money.
we came to the marriage with nothing, both of us. So anything that we have had, accumulated since then has been together.
But by the grace of God.
Right.
So He gets all the glory for any goodness that we've experienced. So yeah, finances. I mean, you married me as a one striper. I was a mosquito wing in the Air Force, so I didn't make a lot of money. So
a lot of you listening, I'm sure know that.
Yeah, that's right.
We have friends that have lived that same life, the military life, and
very similarly.
Yep. And it was tight in the beginning. It was very tight because I was just to recap a little bit. Gene's first base was Plattsburgh, New York, which is upstate New York, 60 miles from the Canadian border?
Thereabouts, about 60 miles,
Yeah.
Across the river from,
Lake Champlain.
or across the lake from Burlington, Vermont.
Right. Lake Champlain was in between.
Yeah.
And that was your first base, and then we got married, and I moved up there, and I was started my second year at SUNY Plattsburgh in college.
State University of New York. Yeah.
I wasn't working, and Gene was making pennies. And so,
for $1987, it was a lot of money. No,
right.
It wasn't a lot of money.
Yeah, but we lived in. He found this trailer. We may have covered this
we talked about the trailer. I think we talked about maybe posting a picture of it.
That's right. Yeah, so we lived in the trailer we didn't live in that trailer for very long.
Yeah, we were very fortunate.
Yeah, we were blessed to get on base and base housing, and but things were tight. And I recall doing commissary runs, which the commissary is the grocery store on base, and I would take a calculator, an actual real, little calculator.
Yeah, it was real.
And, we didn't have phones, so
versus me, not times not is not. I was
my phone, and and go through getting groceries for I think it was 2 weeks, and I had $50 to get groceries, but we never went hungry. I mean, we did. I would buy everything pretty much that we needed. But
one of my favorite things, though, I don't know where. I'm sorry, am I still in the thunder here?
No, I don't know what you're going to say.
Well, that's right. You don't ever know what's going to come out of my mouth. But no, one of my favorite things about being kind of, not well off, but well off, but not well off, was we collected all of our aluminum cans, and our treat to ourselves periodically was take those aluminum cans and cash them in so we could get ice cream at the local
Dairy Queen.
Our Dairy Queen, get ice cream. And that was kind of cool. So, but I mean, we did do that a lot, and we saved up a lot of aluminum cans.
I actually think we were able to get like a dinner, because I feel like it was like $3.99, $4.99 for a dinner or something back then. I don't know.
Oh, that's right. At Dairy Queen, that's right.
Crazy.
Holy smokes, that's right.
But I did want to share, things were tight, and but we were still happy. We were really happy to be married. And,
best years of our marriage.
Right. There was no stress. There was no worrying about investing and saving. There was no money to do that. Very little money to even tithe. but
But we always did.
we did, but But I remember, and Gene will help me with this, our first Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
so Gene's dad and his wife Dorinda were coming, and Varian were coming to see us for Thanksgiving. And so, of course, I've never made a Thanksgiving dinner and all of that, but I made my menu. And so I went to the commissary, and I made a mistake by not using the calculator and figuring out how much, we could spend. And I think I spent like $100. Well, that busted our budget.
Yeah.
And so
we couldn't afford the sweet potatoes.
Literally before they were coming, I went through everything and I realized we don't have the sweet potatoes. We have to have sweet potatoes. And so
just seems I think we had there were tears involved at some point.
Oh, I cried. I
just remember it was terrible.
And I
feeling.
remember I have a crazy memory. I really
spit it out. Everybody wants to know. I want to know too.
Right. We had $6 in our checking account.
Oh.
And so we
whopping
literally
$6
drove around to, which is crazy. We wasted the gas, right? But we drove around to different grocery stores trying to find the cheapest sweet potatoes. And we wrote a check out, for the sweet potatoes. And I remember crying. I was just, because of
this is my
father-in-law and mother-in-law.
Family was coming
to visit, and I wanted it to be perfect. And so we got the sweet potatoes, and
it's a memory we think about a lot.
I think we didn't have something. I remember because Dorinda was so wonderful, and I remember she gave Gene, money and said, "Here, we need." And she named a few things that we needed, for the Thanksgiving dinner because she had made many of them before.
That's right. And I went out and got it.
Yeah, you went out and got it, and then I remember right before they left, she gave us $20. I remember that.
Okay.
And she was like, "What?"
I know. We were taking handouts. We'll take them now too.
No, I just remember it was just. It was.
No, it was great. There was a lot of love.
Yeah.
They didn't make us feel weird about it. They just were taking care of us.
They understood.
Yeah.
They understood. So
all that to say, here's some things we want to get to with you. It's really important because that kind of sets up kind of how we did or didn't manage money well. But here's the deal. I was trying to manage the money not very well. So I checkbook, schmeckbook. I was like, if it gets written in there, that's good. If it doesn't, it's okay. Missy, on the other hand, is like, hey, you didn't write in the checkbook. And I'm like, I don't remember what it was. And anyway, we would get into these tiffs about money management. And I think that was a great preamble to this point, which was we learned real quick that probably Gene should not manage the checkbook. I mean, and I don't think I fought it that hard. Like I was like, it's kind of.
I think I said I'm taking this over, and you're like, okay.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Because I mean, you got to know your strengths, and sometimes it's like a role reversal thing. We talk about this. We joke around about this. Like usually it's like the man, I got the checkbook, and the woman's like,
with all my friends, it typically is.
Well,
like
I guess with my friends too. I don't ever talk about it. I don't talk about finances.
The money.
Never did. Yeah. But in our family, and what we figured out worked for us was for Missy, more detail-oriented, more maybe structured. I'm more disciplined in money, and but me a little bit more the free spirit, and not like that. I just went spend crazy. I just was like, hey, let's get it, or hey, I'm gonna get this, or there's a funny story. We had this perfectly good car, and it was called a Volkswagen Fox. It was white, and I decided that I didn't like white, and I wanted a sunroof, so I went and traded this car in. It was a pretty decent car payment.
It was like year 2 of our marriage.
Year 2 of our marriage, and I traded it in.
Didn't tell me.
No, there was a surprise. That's why you don't.
When you picked me up at college.
If it's gonna be a surprise, yes, I did. I pulled right up. If it's a surprise, you can't tell that you're doing these crazy things, which she would have said no to. But it had a sunroof, and it was cherry red, and it was still a Fox.
Like red.
It was still a Fox. It was still a Volkswagen Fox.
But I remember saying, Gene, how much was it? I don't know, but the payments are almost the same. And I'm like, but how long are the payments? Oh, I don't know. I'm not really sure about that.
I think I knew. Maybe I knew.
I
But
don't know.
anyway, all that to say, it was really important that she took over the finances, and that really worked for us. And so we want to keep this going because there's a couple more things we want to share. So really, Missy kind of took things over, and from that point on, there was a lot more peace with regards to, not that we had a lot of money, but we figured things out, and we got into flow, and things worked out. It did, and we got there were times we had a couple ripples, but we worked through those, and it all kind of worked out. It did, really.
Right.
But one thing we did do early on, which was awesome. Now, this is fast forwarding a couple years more into when we moved to the DC area, and you got a job in teaching. She graduated and started teaching school.
Right.
And I was working now as a staff sergeant, and I was working at the Defense Nuclear Agency. And I worked with a wonderful man. I worked right beside of him, Air Force officer. I'll just say Vale, Lieutenant Colonel Vale. And he really was super caring and was really into the finance thing. And what he said to me was, "Hey, I want you to go to the spaghetti dinner thing, you and Missy." And I'm like, "Spaghetti dinner thing? What are you talking about?" But we ultimately did. It was USPA and IRA, which became First Command. But anyway, long story short, he got us to go to this dinner. Next thing we know, we're hooked up with a financial advisor. I think his name was John Leader, actually. He was I can't believe I can always remember his name. Yeah. He got us into dollar cost averaging, right? So we started investing, bottom line. And that was huge. And it was a set amount, and we figured out how to do it, and we disciplined, and we didn't touch it. We just kept, and we've always been doing that. And of course, over the years more, and things have changed a bit. But we started, and that was the most important thing. We started, we agreed, we went together. It's always been kind of together that we did made these financial decisions. Granted, the one that was most important was deciding that you would manage the checkbook, basically. And our money we've always shared. So, really important point we wanted to share was that Missy and I never had separate accounts.
Right.
What's mine was hers. What's hers was mine. We put it together. We managed our money together. It wasn't like she had her spending account.
I wouldn't want to have to manage mine and yours.
No, I know you wouldn't. But you probably would have had to.
Yes.
But literally, we made a decision long ago that's how we were gonna manage it. So
from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Even when you work part-time, it wasn't like you had your account, because you did work part-time during college a little bit, and you didn't have a separate account. We had one. So everything has been together. I think it's really important as a husband and wife that we know that it's ours. It's not yours and mine.
Right.
And
it feels like a team, like a one, that we're one.
We are, and that's right. It is part of being one. And I'll say this, I'll go so far as to say, as even when Missy left the workplace to raise our babies, I never thought it was mine. I always thought it was ours. Like, even though I went, the Air Force was wonderful, and industry's been wonderful, but you've managed it. You've taken care of our finances. It's not been my finances just because I made it. It's ours. You were taking care of all the things at home, taking care of all the groceries, and taking care of getting the kids, clothes, and all the things you did to take care of it, and it was ours. So, all right. So, what else? Because I want to hit. I know we want. It might be a two-parter. We're down to 1 minute left. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that went fast. One of the things that we didn't really talk too much about is someone that we started listening to, like podcast, several years ago, and
that's so important. We gotta talk about that.
Yeah, and I really wanted to take his class, and I'm sure some of you've heard of him, Dave Ramsey. Some people may not like him, some people love him. I personally think he makes a lot of sense.
He does.
So
he does. He's got some. He's a little snarly sometimes.
He's tough, but you know what?
Yeah.
It's
tough love.
I mostly agree with him.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of my dream, was to take his financial peace class. It's a 9-week class, and so
it was Gene's nightmare.
Yeah, and Gene did not want to do
Just
and
kidding.
He's like,
it wasn't a nightmare.
And so when we moved here to Winchester, we had an opportunity early on to go, and actually our two oldest, Caleb and Gabby, got to come too with us, which they really loved that every week.
Yeah, but they did learn a lot. I mean,
they did. But it was so fun, and it just fed my, he talks about usually in a marriage, like one is the nerd, one is the free spirit, and it definitely fed my nerd, loving money or loving numbers and just budgeting and all of that, and planning and for the future. And so I really loved it. And his baby steps are so good. And
sure.
we have a couple, our daughter's going to be launching soon. Just graduated a couple weeks ago, and so she knows what she needs to do first is to have an emergency fund. And I think all three of our kids know that. And
all of our adult kids.
Yeah, right.
And Gabby didn't just graduate from high school. She didn't just graduate from college. She just graduated from her doctorate program.
Yes,
right. So she's launching
like that.
I
wasn't going to throw that out there, but okay.
Well, I mean, why not? She worked hard and earned it. And,
yeah, she did.
Just making sure.
But anyway,
some people don't know.
They all know that, and it's so, all of it makes sense to me. And so it was so fun for us to do that together, and now we can talk about it, and Jean understands why it's important to me to have that security.
That's great.
The emergency fund and the all of the steps. He understands now.
I do. And I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it, but I really just enjoyed the social aspects of it. But no, I learned a lot, and I highly, highly encourage it. Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. Phenomenal program.
Yes.
So we're going to wrap it up. We are over, and we apologize. But here's the deal: if you listen to this at 1.5, it'll be faster than 15 minutes. So one of us is a little harder to listen to it at 1.5 than the other. But hey, good luck with that. So I think that's it on finances. Young love, grace-filled marriage on finances early on, and even kind of as we went on. I don't know, maybe there's a part 2 in there. We'll talk about it. If not, we'll figure out what the next episode is, and you'll know soon.
That's right. Yep.
All right.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening. We love you, and we love your marriage. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.